operators do sometimes fall afoul of ABC regulations. So, the committee voted to recommend the commission support the change from a Class B to a Class A license with a settlement agreement to cover various issues related to the maintenance of the area around the building. So with that, and it's in my single member district, I would move that ANC 6E support the application for a change of class for 1618 Variety Markets ABC license from Class B to Class A, subject to the signing of a settlement. We communicate that to the ABC board and the Alcoholic Beverage Regulatory Administration.
I don't know if it's a friendly amendment or just a comment. The landlord has agreed to help with the renovations so that the building itself will show much improvement. And with that, I second and support. Anyone else have comments? Okay, all in favor of supporting this change, please signify yay or nay. Yay.
Aye.
Who says yay? Anybody opposed?
One day.
Frank is a name?
Yeah, 6-1-0. Karen is the vote. Sir, you are fine. We will send a letter of approval for you.
All right, thank you.
DC Bar Association, welcome.
Thank you for having us. We'll be brief. I'm Allison Prince with Goldston Stores. I'm here on behalf of the DC Bar. DC Bar leases office space at 11th and K now. That's where all the CLE classes are held. I think many of you have probably seen the building. And they have a new director who's been there about a year, and he's a real visionary. And he has coordinated an effort to purchase a site for the DC Bar at 4th and I, so that DC Bar can have a building of its own, which is part of a pretty strong trend where nonprofits are building their own buildings, which is good for everyone. The building that they're proposing is about 100,000 feet. It's at the northeastern corner of 4th and I. It will be the first building of a multi-building complex in the square. We'll have ground floor retail use, about 6,000 feet. We got some good suggestions from March at the PZT meeting about potential events, daycare, a specific restaurant operator. We're following up on all of that. And the reason why we're here tonight, and I do have the architect with a full set of plans and the owner's rep, Jay Bockwell, is because office buildings that are more than 50,000 feet in the C2C zone need to go through the large tract review process, which isn't an approval process, but it's just a multi-layered review by the Office of Planning. They solicit comments from 26 agencies, wherever comments. ANC is given an opportunity to comment, and then they prepare a report at the end. So we're here to ask for your support of the project, and we're happy to walk through the plans or answer any questions that you have.
I think nobody really knows, other than those of us who are at committee. So if you could take just 2 minutes and perhaps show a couple of design pictures, and for those of you who are familiar with 4th Street, it is the building where the trailer has been sitting for the last few years, where the Mount Vernon Triangle SID has been located across from Alba Asteria and almost to Mass Avenue. So this is a new building that will be built, and right now next to it, heading toward K Street, there is a parking lot. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Thank you for.
It's a good overview.
You've cut the presentation in half. So this is the site, 4th Street, I Street, K Street, and we're over here. And as Marge said, it is currently a large site, which is currently a parking lot, except for this building, 2- and 3-story building on the southeast corner. And our proposed building is going to be on the southwest corner of this block. When this parking lot gets redeveloped over the course of the next decade or so, there will be at least three new buildings This is the existing building now. This is I Street, K Street, 4th Street, and 3rd Street. This is the proposed building that we're under design with now, the DC Bar building. And then there are 2 other buildings, and there will be a service alley built between the north and the south buildings that will serve as a place where all the loading and service will happen for all 3 of these buildings. So if we take a look at the DC Bar building itself, again, here's I Street, 4th Street, the existing building on the corner. We have an office building with entrance off of 4th Street and a retail area on the south and a retail area on the north. Parking entrance off of I Street and loading off of that service alley, which will be up here. The south retail is planned to be a restaurant space, and we have all the necessary vents and so on to accommodate this as a restaurant space. Is particularly good because this I Street sidewalk is a little wider than some of the other sidewalks, and it faces south. So we think that will be a good amenity for the area. So this is a rendering of what it looks like from that corner, from that southwest corner looking northeast. And here's the entrance. And we have a feature in the middle here which relates to the use of the building inside. At every floor, there will be a lobby space and a coffee bar space and a gathering space for the people who use that floor. So this expresses that particular use on every floor. And the second floor space is going to be used primarily for large classrooms, so that there will be a lot of people coming and going and using the classroom space in the second floor. So it's not just an office building, it's also a lot of classroom space. So, I think that captures mostly what we're doing.
Okay, so you are asking for our support to read through and support the track review, large track review, correct?
Correct.
Questions from commissioners? This is in, huh? The zoning committee met last week, and it was determined that we would support the building of this site for DC Law Association, DC Bar Association, and we were kind of impressed with the way the building looked, and that it was in keeping with the style of the neighborhood, which is really nice. This happens to fall into Commissioner Judd's area. So would you like to make the motion? Want some help?
So I move that Advisory Neighborhood Commission 6E support the approval of the large tract review for, what is that? Let's see here. Doesn't have it on
DC Bar track review.
there. No, the address is
Oh, 901.
901 4th Street Northwest, and we communicate that support to the DC Office of Planning.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? 700?
Thank you.
Thank you.
It wasn't such a long thing.
Yeah, we were happy to wait. Those kids were so cute. So well behaved.
Okey dokey. I don't see Andrew Korn left, right? Okay, so I'm gonna guess that we're not hearing RPM space application tonight. So,
We need to act on it because we got 30 days, so.
can we act on it without any kind of? Okay. We've been asked about public space application for an outdoor cafe at 601 Massachusetts Avenue. They want to put a canopy out for the restaurant, and it is in my single-member district. And for those of you who are not familiar, if you are on K Street and you're heading down toward Mount Vernon Square on the triangle, this building sits on the left-hand side of K, and the restaurant will actually be on the Mass Avenue side of the building. So, I personally, and people in my area are not too happy about having canopy because none of the other restaurants have canopies or canopies that can be enclosed for restaurants. But I'm open to other comments from, certainly from everybody else. Pardon? Yeah, it is, it's something different. So I'm gonna ask you all to make your decision and decide whether you think there should be a canopy on the restaurant on Mass Avenue at the,
Is that close to where the UPS is?
yes.
Okay.
No,
Guys,
it's a couple
just-
blocks,
no, it's
couple
on the-
blocks away.
It's on the other side of, yeah, no, it's right,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
UPS is right. You mean the one, UPS in the middle of the street or the one on the corner?
Maybe it's in the middle of the street, the subway.
No.
Oh, no, it's down a whole block from that,
Do you
Yeah.
have the application? Because I never saw it.
yes. We have a second application for, and I'm just gonna share this while you're looking it over, for a enclosed sidewalk cafe at 1547 7th Street, which is in your area, right?
No, actually, it's in.
It's in Kevin's area?
It's
Are you-
Dunbar.
Okay, are you okay with an outdoor cafe? Enclosed cafe?
Which, are we talking about?
This is Ambar right now.
Oh, so we're going,
I have to make sure that I get this, we voted to support the restaurant and its
Right.
ABRA license. They're also
Oh.
asking for an outdoor cafe,
on 7th Street.
yes.
Is there a drawing of it that I haven't seen? It came today?
Well, it was in the Are there questions from any of the other commissioners on this?
Do they have a hearing this month? I mean, do we have to decide at this meeting?
Yes. Because it's 30 days from the date at the top of the,
What are they close to? So this with a small curve at? With a
which one are you asking me
dollar
about?
store? I mean, 1547 7th Street?
No, this is around the corner on the Q Street side. Where the sidewalk is wider. No, this is the block of it. So this is across the street from Joshua. Diagonally across the street from Joshua.
Okay, I'm gonna have to call for a vote.
Does anybody else want to see the plan?
Yeah.
Yes.
We saw that the thing wide enough to,
That's cute, right? Oh, no, it's just cute.
so the 10 feet.
No, I'm just saying. I'm sure that we're talking apples and apples because they used to have a range of.
So
It's that wide.
they want,
Just
it
get
is wide. It is wide. In that hand.
That's what really helps you. But if you, but if it's kind of hundred dollars.
Well, I mean, they're not, they're not, but they're not that upset. They would- I think it's a lot of people. think it's 160 some odd people for outdoor cafe.
No, it's 34 seats.
For Kevin's.
Oh, for yours?
Yeah, oh, you talking about?
Talking about the other one.
Oh,
See if cases.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take a minute while you're, the public space application for RPM, which is an Italian restaurant that is going in at 601 Massachusetts Avenue. It'll be a canopy from the building to midway out to the sidewalk, and it will, it's gonna cover something like 120, 130 seating, tables for that number of people. Can we make a decision on that one?
I'm for it. I don't have a problem with
Yeah. Okay,
Because you have a concern about the neighbors CUI.
yeah, I did have, but you know, I'm not gonna get crazy over it.
there.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion that we accept, that we support the public space application for RPM at 601 Mass Avenue to put a canopy and an outdoor cafe. And let
Public space.
public space people know that we are supporting it. All in favor?
Good, second.
Sorry, second, all in favor?
it. Aye.
Okay, anybody opposed? 700. Okay, now the second one is the
Is there
little,
one? Yeah, I,
I think we already said it when they were here, but,
yeah, I would be supportive. I move that ANC 60 support Ambar's application for outdoor cafe and to be advise, this is zoning committee,
Public space. Committee.
public space committee of our support.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? So 6,
I'm
0,
sorry, who
1.
seconded that?
I second.
Okay.
Kevin
and-
made the motion, Alex second. 6, 0, 1.
One
Antonio.
abstention, Antonio,
Antonio,
okay.
yeah. Okay, we have one more item, 441 Rhode Island.
Yes. Let me help. This is James Sue. He is the developer of the property at 441 Rhode Island Avenue. This property has been a vacant lot for 15 years, and because it's a very oddly shaped lot. And he has built a 2-unit building, and he's asking for a curb cut. I did email everyone the Office of Planning's report, and in that report, they give a very detailed description of the property and of the curb cut. It will only encompass one space. On the north side of the 400 block of Rhode Island Avenue, there are no homes that face Rhode Island Avenue. We have backs toward Rhode Island Avenue, such as my home. So his would be the only property that actually has that address in the 400 block of Rhode Island Avenue on the north side. And I've spoken to the neighbors in that block, and no one is opposed to it. And also the Office of Planning is supportive of it if you read the report.
So Kevin, can I ask you something? Because
Yes.
what the Office of Planning is supporting is zoning relief so that parking does not have to be provided. They're not, DDOT denied the curb cut.
Okay.
So what, so
Well,
what is it that we're being asked to
email,
support?
actually, the curb cut, actually, I have an email from the Office of Planning saying they support it. If you.
Yeah, no, what I saw was, a memo saying that they support zoning relief so that the parking requirement can be waived because DDOT would not support
Let me,
the curb cut.
see if I can pull this up.
So this is the memo dated
Do you wanna make
December
a
the
statement?
15th.
No, can I say something?
Of course.
Yes, I requested a public 6 months ago, and we're hearing at the DDOT committee at that time. But the chairman says they rejected because it cannot cover. I don't know why they said that they rejected, but anyway, they say they recommend to variance for this meeting. That's what they say. Or they say no, it's come back to us, we give you parking now. That's what they say. So I don't know.
Okay, so, but the Zabizia case, where you have requested a variance that would relieve you of the requirement to provide a parking space. That is what has been actually applied for, because DDOT rejected the application for the curb cut. So what we're being asked to support is what the Office of Planning has supported themselves, which is variance from section 2101 that would relieve you of the need to provide a parking space. So there would not be a curb cut, and there would not be any parking required. And then they would issue your certificate of occupancy for the 2 flats.
So then we cannot park anywhere then?
The residents would be able to apply for residential parking permits.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's actually what,
Then they have street parking wherever they can find it.
so,
So your application, you were asking to be relieved of the requirement to provide parking, or you were asking for?
Variance. Well, we're asking the public parking, because they rejected already, guidance, but they rejected.
Okay.
So they say go to the AS meeting, well, we're gonna be meetings, 26, the variance meeting. So they request that, we have to meet this.
Okay. So what it seems as though is that your application was for a variance to excuse you from having a parking, a curb cut. I did talk to the neighbors, none of them opposed the curb cut, because we're all happy that that empty lot that's been there for 15 years is now occupied with a nice building. But the application is for a variance, and that-
This is first meeting before we do request the AS meeting for COP committee. But
Okay.
we didn't get it. This is first time to do variance meeting. That's why I'm confusing these things. I don't know what they're processing to DDOT, and then I really don't know that. 6 months ago, I requested a COP hearing, but I didn't get it this meeting. This is first time I'm meeting.
Okay, so
So,
your meeting is when?
what we're meeting? We're in variance? COP, BJ
For,
meeting, right?
is that, and that's for the variance?
yes.
See?
Okay.
That's
So when is your meeting with zoning?
The 26th of January.
Oh. And you're asking us to do what?
We're asking for support for the variance.
Okay.
Variance for the parking,
Correct.
so that you do not have to provide an individual parking
Yes.
space?
Oh, okay. All right.
That's what I wanted to before, but now they already rejected. You know what I mean?
They rejected the curb cut,
They
when you
rejected-
have
oh,
it
okay.
That's what-
outside. Okay, that's
So,
what.
yeah, okay, all right,
Okay, so we're supporting this?
yes.
Yeah, okay, you wanna make a motion?
So I move that ANC
So what
60.
are we?
I'm gonna tell you. I move that ANC 60 support the 441 Rhode Island Avenue application for a variance to relieve them of the parking responsibilities. And that we would communicate that to, what committee?
Board of Zoning Adjustment.
Board of Zoning Adjustment.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
It passed.
Anybody? Could you wait your turn to go? And abstentions, anybody? Okay, so we are 6
6 and 1. You're a-
6,
you're a
1,
nay, right?
and
Nay.
0. So the motion passes, we will write a letter so that you can be, if the city says so, they will allow you no parking and people will just get a parking sticker through DMV. Okay?
I want cup, but you know.
Okay.
Give it to you.
Still, I want
Give it to
cup. But, that's why.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I'm the only one.
Oh.
That's right there sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have, are you ready for your treasurer's report?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, why don't we do that right away? Because we
Okay.
do have some people who would like to introduce themselves.
okay. And do the expenses also?
Yeah, Tony.
So, ANC Succeed currently has a balance of $62,789.54 in our checking account. And I think there are 2 outstanding checks that have not cleared yet, but I assume they will. No, not yet.
She runs to the bank with that check.
Yeah. So, I move that ANC Succeed, reimburse Rochelle Nigro the amount of $497 for the printing of the January newsletters, to pay Karen Yaley the amount of $125 for the January minutes, and taking the minutes and preparation of the minutes, and reimburse Marge Masita in the amount of $88.86 for office supplies that she purchased.
Can I have a question about Marge? So Marge, what is this $88?
It's all the ink I've been using for the whole year to run off agendas,
So,
ink for the printer. I'm not charging paper.
we had this conversation last year whenever Alex and whoever it started, I think it was that. We can't prove that. There's no, I mean, you can go to the Kinko's and print it off. I just feel like we shouldn't pay you for your ink cartridges, because you have the UPS store, you can give us the Kinko's receipt and call it a day, because your ink cartridge is a variable.
I
That's
do
how I feel about
understand that, but I receive things so late in the day, on the day the agenda's being run off, that I just don't have the ability to go to a store to have it printed off in that fashion.
I mean, I've done, how many things have we done in our own time? But I've done in my own little printer, hundreds of stuff, and I can't even imagine coming back to this commission going, I did 20 of this, or 10 of this, or, I mean, that's just, it's my ink cartridge, that's, you might have some ink left. I don't know, that's my belief, whatever you guys wanna do, it's too much of a variable, so I mean, then I am owed many ink cartridges by my ANC
We have
Succeed.
$62,000
Yeah.
to operate.
Pay yourself with the ink.
It's fuzzy.
But I believe if you run something off, I think maybe there's a process we can use to quantify X amount of cents per page. But with $62,000 in the treasury, maybe you didn't submit your ink reimbursement. You should.
We had this with Alex last year.
I understand, maybe it's something we need to entertain again, because I use my printer a lot, not for ANC, but I understand what you're saying, because I have a home office.
Yeah.
And I do have to supply myself with ink, so maybe there's a standard, maybe Simon Gottlieb can chime in on this
What
matter.
do you think, Gottlieb?
As far as proper reimbursement for ink usage.
It's a variable. I
Well,
mean,
I would like to say, so
Yeah.
it is a variable, but when March prints off agendas for 11 meetings out of the year, and $88 for 11 meetings is less than $8 a meeting, so, I mean, if you went to Kinko's, it would probably cost you more than $8. I don't know how many agendas she prints out, but I don't think that's an unreasonable cost.
I mean, what's the official opinion
The
for?
official position is you have to submit a voucher in which you say, I am claiming this as a bona fide expense for ANC business. So you're determining what proportion of that is or isn't ANC. If you are claiming 100%, then you're claiming 100%.
So what about the procedure for tonight? Is
What's that?
receipt from the Staples, or what is this, we've never, what does she have to do to get reimbursed?
Yeah, the receipt should be there from the vendor, wherever it was, accompanied by the request that says this is a bona fide expense. And if some of it was not, then the person requesting it would normally say, discount some amount of that because it wasn't for government purpose.
And the donor cartridges are rated at a number of copies that they are able to make. So I think that it's fine to calculate, whatever percentage, so that there isn't any doubt as to the legitimacy of the expense. So I'd be happy to work with you to.
And we can create a form just for ourselves.
Is there something in the government, or what?
That's all right, don't bother, I'm
No, Mark, we can
withdrawing
ask
it, that's
them.
stupid, but,
No, no.
and I just think
This is a
that,
legitimate question.
I realize it is, but
Does
I mean,
is there something that the government has that we should be using then, that if there's this voucher, or what did it, what do we?
Oh, sure, the
Okay.
auditor has an example of such a form.
Yeah,
Then
the
that's
form
what-
that I would have you all fill out, right? Remember that form?
yes, I couldn't find one today, otherwise I would have had it filled out.
Just annotate it, date it. There's a way it could be done in an honest fashion.
Just so that we're on the up and up. So,
That's
just don't do
fine.
it.
Expenditures, this
That's
form?
fine. Please,
You can't see it from here, but
Yeah.
you remember this one?
yeah, because
Yeah,
I thought that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, she filled this out.
Is she able to claim the expense of the form that she prints out?
Let's not go there, I'm withdrawing
Well, then you
it.
can just submit it next time, that's what they.
What that does mean though is the agendas will be done 2 days in advance and nothing,
No, he said.
nothing will
No,
be
he said
There's
added
a way
on.
that you can be reimbursed because of our
Right, is that, so Gottlieb's saying that you have to do a form with whatever, if you wanna say 100% or 50% or whatever percentage, then that's fine, that's procedure.
That's for anybody,
Yeah,
Rochelle,
yeah.
Kevin, anybody that.
Which we have
does-
never done,
Right.
so that's, now we know,
So
now
we'll
we know.
establish our precedent.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Precedent.
So like,
do that for next month.
save that till next month, get the form and we'll do it next month. That's it.